Hi there, so today we're going to be answering your questions submitted on the app known as Canid, the anonymous posting app. It is a very simple mobile application that is easy to use. You guys have been asking me tons and tons of questions, and if you give Mr. Repzion a search, you can find my group and join it today, and ask me any question you want for the chance for your question to be featured in one of these videos. You guys have been so mean to me recently. You've been crippling the core of my self-esteem. My crippling depression is becoming a reality because of all these mean things that you guys have been saying to me on Canid. Why does he even have a beard? Please shave that piece of hamster you got on your face. Hashtag not a real beard. Get rid of the beard? Seriously? Don't even try to grow a beard, it's so cringy? I live in a country where men have beards and it's a great honor. If you cannot grow a beard, do not grow one. Sorry to say this, Mr. Repzion, but don't even fucking try. Like, you guys are absolutely relentless. And you know, here's the thing. Here's the cold hard facts. Yes, my facial hair doesn't match that of the great Mr. Bunty King on YouTube. I realize so many of you guys hate this little bit of scruff. It reminds you of yourself when you look in the mirror and you see your hanging testicles. You see those long, squiggly, curly hairs on your balls. I know this is what makes seeing my face makes you think of your own balls. And that's not in retrospect, that's not a thing that you really want to think about, which is why you're so upset that I can't properly grow facial hair to the same degree that you can. I, for one, like a little bit of scruff. People take me a lot more serious on my day-to-day life. Maybe not on the internet, but it was only very recently that I actually went to buy alcohol, and it was the first time that I didn't have my ID checked. Because when I had my full almost mustache grow and it was almost connected, people actually thought I was my age instead of thinking that I was some 16-year-old little boy, which is kind of nice. I like people taking me a little bit more seriously into my day-to-day life. Hey Daniel, I want to let you know that I've found a lot of your older videos on the topic of mental health very helpful. Are you ever going to make more? I'm not really quite sure. I've made a playlist recently of compiling all of my serious videos that I've done about mental health, because for those of you who don't know, I take mental health and my crippling depression very seriously. Mental health awareness and talking about the stigmatizations of mental health is very, very important. And I've done a lot of that on my channel, especially back in the past, 2013-14. Just search up Mr. Repzion Depression. You can find a plethora of videos that I've made on mental health. But I haven't actually, I don't think, made one this entire year yet, because I feel, for me personally, I've said a lot of what I needed to say. I don't really know what I could say differently without regurgitating the same content that I've already made. And something that I'm really striving to do on this channel is to not make the same type of topic on the same type of video and talk about the same things I've talked about in the past. Because if I do that, I get bored and don't want to make anything. What is everybody's opinion on the thin privilege? Are you thin people truly at an advantage over the people who are fat? Should fat people be proud of being fat? Here's the thing, we're jumping into this controversial territory. Eugenia Coon, Eugenia Cooney, Coon for short. She does not have thin privilege. I don't think there's privilege for being thin. I don't think there's privilege for being fat. The word privilege in and of itself doesn't make any sense in regards to weight. I think the only time you can really talk about privilege in terms of food and your bodily weight is if you're comparing like the United States of America with a third world country where food is on the decline and people are starving of starvation. Whereas, then I can think that people are privileged in terms of their weight because they have more abundance of food. But when it comes to thin privilege, you're privileged because you're thin, you're privileged because you're fat, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And no, I don't think people should be proud to be fat. But being fat is not healthy for you. Being too thin, like a Gina Coon, that's not healthy for you either. You're not gaining any privilege by being these things which are ultimately damaging to your body. If a woman or man want to be proud for being fat, by all means, go right ahead and do it. But if you jiggle your big old fat rolls in front of someone and tell them that they demand to, be proud of you for your weight or accept you for they're not entitled to accept you for who you are. I see people as people, but I'm not going to congratulate you on being fat. It's not going to happen. And I've talked about this in my other videos, but, I don't like the fact that plus size is getting to the point of where we're actually talking about obesity. I like plus size, but I feel like the word plus size, the definition of the word plus size has been changing to be more and more and more in the realm of fat acceptance and accepting people who are legitimately can barely walk when they have their stomach hanging down past their vagina. That's a problem. That's not plus size to me. That's called obese. That's being overweight. That's actually unhealthy and terrible. Plus size in the 1960s and 70s used to be something radically different than it is now. If Big Bertha weighing 400 plus pounds, missing 2 front teeth, and she can't place her tampon in her fucking pussy, yeah, that's a goddamn problem. I like to slurp ass with a straw on Sunday evenings. Would you rather get fucked by 1 elephant or 100 baby-size elephants? That's a hard one because, you know, you have to understand is that whether I'm fucked by 1 elephant or 100 elephants, I'm going to die either way from the penetration. So take in mind, I am going to die when I get fucked here, but I would definitely take the 1 elephant over the 100 baby elephants, simply because the 1 elephant is gonna have 1 giant fucking gargantuan size cock. I mean, we're talking a cock so big if you've ever seen an elephant dick. 1 thrust and it's probably going to go through my ass, out my mouth, and I'm gonna be dead instantly. Whereas if you have 100 baby elephants, the pain and duration that I'm gonna go through of the torture of being fucked by these animals, I'm eventually going to die probably by the 10th elephant, but it will be longer and slower because, well, their dicks are smaller. So 1 giant dick, big dick, or still a big dick, but it's smaller and you still stay alive for a longer duration. I gotta go with the 1 elephant. So after watching your confession time video, I have to ask, are you bi? No, I am not bi. I know it's everybody's fantasy to have Daniel Sulzbach, Mr. Repzion, be bisexual, so they can have the chance to getting to know me on a more personal and intimate level. But no, I am straight. What you must understand is just because I've done something with a man, or a man has done something with me, does not make me bisexual. There's a thing called being curious, trying something out to see if you like it or not, to see that if maybe you are bisexual. But I can confirm, and I'm saying it again for the 100th billionth time, I am straight. I am not a fan of dicks. I will never give a man a hand job. I will never suck a dick. That's all you guys really need to know. And yes, I want to clarify, there is a Photoshop image of me admitting in a 2000, someone took the old YouTube inbox system, back when you could send private messages back to people really simply on YouTube. This was back in 2009. Someone Photoshopped, I'm addressing this because I've had people ask me about this. Someone took my name and photoshopped a private message to another YouTuber, I don't remember who it was, admitting that I was a closeted gay, and I was hiding my homosexuality from my parents. I assure you, I am not. That was not real. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A video. You can join the app Canon with the first link down below in the description. If you joined, make sure to search my group, Mr. Repzion, and join it and ask me any question you want. Also, link down below in the description is my Amazon wishlist, since people have been asking me for in regards to Christmas for doing another unboxing video. And also the second Amazon link, you're doing any Christmas shopping, if you use that link, please use that link to shop, because when you buy something off Amazon like you normally would, I get like 10% off your purchase using my link, which ultimately in return gives me, over if enough people do it, a Amazon gift card for absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything to use my link. I would appreciate it, and it's a great way to support me. And finally, since I'm all done whoring out my links, it is time to recognize the people, to give them the shout out, which I've been very, very behind in doing, to each and every one of my patrons. So here we go, by name. I want to thank you, Julie, Zachary Rogers, Jacqueline, Megs Wilby, Pat, Brunk, Jackson Brazel, Sol de Lies, Haas, Alex Soares, Julia P., Scott, Chris Fullman, Tyler J. Cambridge, Kate Landis, Angelina Rosado, Cassandra Spencer, Christina Rose, David Moore, April Ethrel, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, I'm apologizing, Carrie Lambry, Robert Evans, Giggy Curtis, Casey O'Day, Leith Ferguson, Larry Barker, Billy Stride, Jennifer Kazajin, The Art of Ghost, Caleb Dawson, Michael Rogers, Ezra Kerrigan, Jeremy T, J. Bay Blaze, Zombie, Sorcerer, Nathan Russell, Marie Ronzi, Danielle Marqued, Stephen, Jason Dorsey, Miss Murderer, Brian Furley, I almost said fart, James Joseph Yule, Lane Thomas, Rainbow Dev, Michelle Grayson, Adrian, Jason Jovic, Xavier, Alexandra Aline, Rose A, Justin Vanishing, and Niles White, Alicia, David Garcia, Stephen Thomas, Steven Zarek, Tim DeVris, and Sean Butts. What a great way to end this, by saying the word butts. Thank you each and every one of my patrons. A lot of you guys who donate through Patreon with your pledges don't realize is that every single month when I get paid through Patreon, that money goes untouched. I don't touch it till the very end of the year, and I use all my Patreon money for taxes and taxes only because I am self-employed, and my taxes are a bitch. Thank you each and every one of you guys who support me and who help me on Patreon, and who use all my links down below. Thank you for watching this video, and have a great rest of your Tuesday.